Good day, everybody. My name is William Dragonbear, and today we are going to go over some creepy things that the police caught on tape. Hope you enjoy. Atmo and the baby are sleeping, so I'm trying to find the right light angle for this. It's actually quite difficult. Now if I could just get it like to suspend right here, that would be amazing. But anyways, yes, we are going to check out some creepy things caught on tape by police that can't be really explained at all. That sounded really Arkansas-like. My bad. So anyways, while I try to do this, let's go into the first one. Ready, set, go.
Hello guys, today we're joining the police on their day-to-day job. The police are supposed to enforce the law, to serve and protect and keep us all safe. In doing this though, they sometimes find things that they didn't really sign up for. Sometimes their discoveries are so creepy and disturbing that the stories never end up reaching us. But today, that's going to change with this video. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 scary things found by police. Coming at number 10 now we have Belezas. This is also known as the Madrid Mystery. This is said to be the true story of a girl named Estefania Gutierrez Lazaro. She was from Madrid. Now as a kid, her parents said she would dabble in the occult as a teenager. This led to her performing a seance at school with a Ouija board. The group wanted to contact one of her friend's boyfriends who had recently died in a motorbiking accident. As the seance got more intense, the group was stopped by a teacher. It was a good thing too, because witnesses reported that at that exact moment, Estefania had smoke pouring out of her own mouth and nose. Over the next 6 months, she began to suffer from seizures and hallucinations. Sometimes she would go into a blind rage, barking at her brothers, or would tell her parents that she could see evil shadows walking past her room at night. Her parents were worried, but no doctors could find anything wrong with her. Then, a few months later, she was found dead in her bedroom. Her parents said it was to do with the Ouija board, and their fears seemed confirmed when strange things started happening in that house. Over the next few years, they were plagued by slamming doors, appliances switching on and off, and a constant, mysterious, faint whispering noise late at night. One night, they ran the police in hysterics about shadow people that were running around their house. When police arrived, everything seemed kind of normal at first. Then cupboards started opening up and hitting the officers. A picture of Estefania was found burned inside its own frame and behind glass, which was left untouched. The officers also felt a deep chill in the bathroom where the whispers were said to come from. The officers all testified to the strange happenings in that house in an official police report, although none of them were able to offer an explanation for it. Estefania's parents moved house and were never haunted again.
Okay, alright. So, what I'm getting all out of all this is we need to call not only Scooby-Doo and the gang, but we also need to call the Winchesters, because shit just got real.
Next up at number 9 now we have the phantom phone call. This one comes from Reddit user Zombie Dance. He said his uncle works for a police dispatch in his town and told him about the weirdest call that he ever got. One night he got a call from a landline, but when he answered there was only static on the other end. This happened 2 more times. Finally he called a squad car to go and check the address from the caller ID. When the cops got there and walked into the house, they immediately saw there was a dead body. It had been there for 5 months.
Christ! Those poor officers!
The rest of the house was empty. The crazy part was that because the electricity bill hadn't been paid, the phone was not connected. There was no way a call should have even come through from the phone. So, how did this happen? Either way, there was no way they would have found the body without the mysterious calls. Next up at number 8 now we have Dale Spower. In 1966, Dale Spower was a sheriff's deputy. One night at 5 AM while out on the highway, a UFO descended down upon him. He said it was 40 feet across, shaped like a saucer, and only about 150 feet above them, creeping over the treetops and well lit by the streetlights below. His partner in the car saw it, so too did dozens of other people in the area, including other officers in 4 different counties. Spower
Is a very big UFO if it was seen by 4 other counties. Wait, does it just mean like police officers or actually counties like it?
I don't know.
chased the UFO for 86 miles until the rubber came off his tires and he ran out of fuel. Of all the police officer witnesses, Sparrow was the only one willing to talk about it. One police chief said, "It's something that should be forgotten, left alone. I saw something, but I don't know what it was." The incident drove Sparrows mad. He couldn't stand the endless interviews and people mocking him. He reportedly lost his job, his family, and his friends. Moving on to number 7 now, we have the Enfield Poltergeist. This is the name of a supernatural event that occurred in London. In 1977, Peggy Hodgson called police to her home after 2 of her children reported that furniture was moving and knocking sounds were heard on the walls. The police constable who arrived on the scene confirmed all of this, saying she saw a chair wobble and slide. Later, the family claimed they heard disembodied voices, loud noises, saw rocks and toys thrown, chairs overturned. It got too much when some of the children began levitating. Over a period of 18 months, more than 30 people, including police, neighbours and journalists, said they saw heavy furniture moving of its own accord.
I think what they mean is get the fuck out of the house. Am I right? No? Wrong? Okay, you can die then.
Objects being thrown and the children levitating. The police were constantly being called as the story gained national attention. Then one day, in 1979, the reports stopped just as mysteriously as they first came. Moving on to number 6 now, we have Brandon Mason Lawson. On the night of Thursday, August 8, 2013, 26-year-old Brandon Mason Lawson got into his car and left his home after an argument with his girlfriend. About 45 minutes.
I'm actually really just noticing that this guy seems very fucking bored making this video.
After an argument with his girlfriend. After leaving, he called his brother Carl to say he'd run out of gas on Highway 277 in Texas. Carl and his girlfriend Aubrey set out to look for Brandon. About 12 minutes later, after the normal phone call to his brother, he called the police and left an erratic call talking about people being chased into the woods. He begged them to hurry and may have said something about one of them being shot. The phone then went dead. Brandon has never been seen since. His family and the police have no idea what happened. There is a subreddit dedicated to finding out what happened to him, but it's tough work.
He probably just went out of state, changed his name, and then just pretty much went off the grid.
Next up at number 5 now, we have Christopher Case. In 1991, police in North Carolina got a call from a woman asking them to check on her friend Christopher. She told them she was afraid a witch in San Francisco had put a curse on him. She said the witch had done it because he would not return her affections. When police arrived at Christopher's house, they found him dead. His clothed body was in a waterless bathtub. Around him were the remains of 10 burnt out candles. There were crucifixes on every surface. Salt had been poured along the bases of the walls and door frames and made into a geometric pattern by the flat entrance. There were many books in the apartment about witchcraft, the occult and black magic. They also found letters Christopher had.
Witches aren't green. They look like you and me. Second, they're not really ugly. I mean, there are some ugly witches out there, don't get me wrong. But they're not ugly. Some of them could actually be the beautifulest of women, alright? Third, again, no green skin. I'm not green.
Written but not sent. He claimed he'd been cursed. His friend said he told them he was afraid when he returned from his trip to San Francisco, where he had met the woman claiming to be a witch. He said the curse was attacking him all night and cutting him. He said he woke up with little cuts on the end of his fingers. When police found him dead, he appeared to have no illnesses or obvious cause of death. His friend said he was fit and healthy and never took dangerous substances. Next up at number 4 now, we have The Shadow. This one comes from Reddit user Gendarme. He's a police officer who said that one night he was sitting monitoring a stop site late at night, around 2 or 3 in the morning. He said the area was notoriously known for a gruesome murder that has still gone unsolved. While sitting there, he noticed something shoot across the back of his car in the rearview mirror. As he was looking in the mirror trying to see what was behind the car, the black shadow shot up his driver's side and then across the front of the car. He got really creeped out and quickly left. He said the cameras in the car are set to turn on automatically at certain speeds, and so it turned on. He decided to have his camera reviewed to see if something really did cross his car. During the point where something would have gone in front of the car, the camera went completely dark, like something had blocked the lens. He said he doesn't monitor that stop sign anymore.
Well, being a person who's seen a shadow figure, yeah, they're pretty fucking creepy.
Next up at number 3 now, we have the Ghost Man. This one came from a police officer on Reddit who said the scariest moment of his job came during his first year. He was by himself walking along past some abandoned lots. As he passed one, he thought he saw something at the end of the lot by the fence line. Lots of times people using drugs would use those lots, so he thought there might be someone there. He shone his flashlight, but there was nothing there. He thought it must have been a trick of the light. As he turned away, the fence on the far side of the lot rattled, giving that distinctive chain sound. He stopped and looked back, already thinking of how ridiculous it felt, and put his light on there again. Standing there was a man. He asked him what he was doing. The man said nothing. He simply stood there. He asked again, no answer. He told him to come over here as he shouldn't be in the lot. He just stood there. He radioed in just in case. As he walked into the lot, he hopped over the fence, and in the 2 seconds that he looked at the ground, the man had disappeared. There was nowhere that he could have hidden, and the cop was creeped out for a very long time.
When a person says nothing and doesn't respond to an officer in a nice manner or anything like that, it's probably a distinctive sign. I've seen all these horror movies, by the way. You don't go.
Next up at number 2 now, we have the Killer's Spirit. This one comes from Reddit user Pootle Power, who said their auntie was a police officer for 25 years. She saw a lot of stuff, but said only one thing caused her to have a nervous breakdown. About 10 years ago, a guy walked into a busy restaurant in the central business district of the city where she worked. He was ranting and raving and threatening to set himself on fire. By the time she and the other cops got there, he doused himself in petrol and was holding a lighter, threatening to spark it if the cops got too close. The standoff lasted for a couple of hours. Just when they were going to get the jump on him, he set himself alight. The fire extinguisher at the place was faulty, so she had to watch the man burn alive.
I don't even know what to say to that one.
She had a nervous breakdown, and her niece now gets the impression she thinks his spirit got transferred into her somehow. And finally, at number 1 now, we have the hockey stick. This is a gruesome story that came from Reddit user Andy Scene. He said that one time he was called to the scene of a death on the highway. When he got there was a small sedan and a young guy in the vehicle that was bent over with his head pretty smashed in and 2 hockey stick handles going through his seat and then through his chest. His cell phone was in his hand, and it was in the middle of a text that said, "Heading to the game now, prepare to loss." He assumed he meant lose. He had been looking at his phone, rear-ended the car in front of him. When the car behind slammed into him, it pushed his sticks right through his seat and into him, ultimately killing him. A dark reminder to never use your phone while...
Don't use your phone while driving, kids. Well, you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. That would be amazing. And also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have more haunting reaction videos coming on the way. Not only that, but also remember that if we hit 2,000 subscribers, or yeah, pretty much 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick one of you lucky people to receive an entire season, like the entire first season of Haunting Reactions on disc. And not only that, but I will also stay the night with a doll. Just me. Alone.
With a doll.
But pretty much, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next chilling episode. Laters.